I'll try to stick to my timeline on here. Thank you, Tim. And I also want to thank all of you for that warm welcome as well. I'd first like to thank God, for all that He's given to me. To all the members of the Hall of Fame Committee, thank you for considering me for this special occasion. I am truly honored and humbled to be here this evening. I want to thank someone special in my life today, my wife, Malika. If you can please stand up. I want you to know that you're my best friend and a loving mother to our children. Thank you for always being kind, loving, affectionate, responsive, giving, and unselfish. I am grateful for you. I love you. And on behalf of Adia, Jaji, and I, Happy Mother's Day. And Happy Mother's Day to all the moms here today. I also want to thank my father, who's up here, for all the sacrifices that he made coming to America in his young 20s with my mom. He came from the island, and for my brothers and I growing up, it wasn't always easy. You had to learn homework on your own. They weren't really able to speak English, but it taught us to do things on our own, and I am thankful for him and my mom for that. When I first found out that I would be inducted into the Bedford High School Hall of Fame, I thought of all the people that helped make a difference in my life and helped shape me into becoming the person I am today. When I started going to Roosevelt Junior High School, I remember seeing a plaque with my older brother's name on it. I read Robert Araujo, and I recall wondering what he had to do to get there. And I learned firsthand through his example that you have to dedicate yourself every day, you have to work hard, and you never give up. In Roosevelt, I played basketball, volleyball, and football, or flag football by the time I got there. In the summertime, I played baseball in the South End and basketball at Denison Memorial. And it was during that same time that I was introduced into diving. And like Tim had mentioned, there was a program where you would get transported from Roosevelt Junior High School over to the high school. I thought it was interesting, and at a minimum I would at least learn how to swim. But I learned how to dive along the way as well. I recall one of the first times when I was going off the diving board, and this actually happened about 2-3 years ago in our hometown of Fredericksburg, Virginia, where I went to go lift my knee up and took a little jog going down the diving board, and I slipped, fell, landed on my butt, bounced off the diving board, and just flopped into the water somehow. I don't know how I flopped in. But I got out of the water, and my butt was swollen, and my back was swollen, and everything just hurt. But I went back up there, and I said, try to flip out. And I had no idea how to flip either, so sure enough, I flipped, over-rotated, and landed on my front. So now I had the front, back, and my rear just swollen and red, but I got back up and I tried it again. And I've always believed if anything is difficult, if it's something you want to do and you want to dedicate yourself to it, you get up there, you try it again, you keep doing it over and over. So while I was in this program at Roosevelt, I ended up meeting Jim Medeiros during one of these occasions, and I'm not sure where he is right now. Oh, there he is. And I don't know if it was all the flops and landing on the diving board and landing on my back that he found some talent in me, but he had asked me to consider coming out to the diving team the following year, my freshman year. And I've always grown up playing basketball, but I thought about it over the summer. And it was one of those last-minute decisions where I chose to dive. I tried out, and I couldn't have asked maybe for a better year to get into a completely new sport that I had never thought of, because I had a coach who had been doing it for a very long time. And that was actually the year that he retired, and the pool was honored in his name. So I had a lot of experience, and I also had Mike Jupin, who I believe was one of the top divers we had in the school as well, and had set several records while there. So I'm thankful for Jim and for Mike Jupin for giving me that foundation my freshman year to get into diving. The following year I met Tim Curry, who was the assistant my freshman year. Then he took over as head coach. And if there is one person that has impacted my life in a positive way, that person is Tim Curry. And if you could stand up, Tim, please. I want to thank you for helping me to be optimistic and following my dreams. You invested countless days driving me early mornings, late nights. We went to Bridgewater State College, we went to Boston University, we went to UMass Dartmouth to learn just more advanced diving techniques and to learn how to dive and do different drills. And I think it was a learning experience for both of us. But he took that time and effort to get me involved in a sport that he sought out. He, I think, believed I was committed to. And it made me compete at a much higher level than I had imagined. You continue to coach and motivate me in the summer as well. I know he sacrificed a lot of his own personal time mentoring me and being a good friend to me, but as well as other members of the swim team. And I owe much of my success back then as well as now to you, so thank you. And I also want to thank you in believing in me and pushing me to reach my potential. You taught me to be compassionate in life and to help others along the way. Jackie Robinson once said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." And I am thankful for meeting you, Tim. And I try to live each day making positive impact in other people's lives in the way that you have impacted mine. So thank you.